Hey everyone, my name is Joe Garcia. I'm a lead DevOps here at Prudential Financial. I've been in this industry in IT for 35 plus years now. I'm an old soul, a young soul in an old body. And here with me, I'm my coworker, Peter Ho.
Hello, I've been with Prudential for 25 years. Focused on governance, risk, compliance, Prudential for DevOps, and also really enabling and figuring out solutions for our development communities at Prudential.
So Prudential has its own set of challenges, given that it's a large and old company. 150 years old means you got a lot of legacy stuff going on. We're also now diversified across markets due to globalization and everything, and everything in there has its own distinct needs. We have had a goal of centralizing DevOps for a while, and that's why I'm here and Peter's here. But we have to be aware that there's a lot of stuff that we have to deal with. We deal with everything from COBOL to LLM initiatives. We've got multiple varied languages, infrastructures, frameworks, methodologies, and all of our infrastructure is shaped by how legacy systems interact. Legacy systems are not flexible, and they've been something we've had to work very hard to integrate.
So why Unleash? So Prudential started our journey with Unleash about a year ago. During that time, we evaluated about 4 competitors in the feature flag space. Ultimately, we went with Unleash, mostly because the team was willing to engage and collaborate with us. A lot of the other competitors were focused on the startup space and the small to medium business space. As Joe covered, the enterprise space is not simple. It's not something you start at 5 years or 6 years. We're going back with 50 years of legacy code and trying to figure out how all the stuff works together. And again, acquisitions and mergers or reorgs, etc. There's lots of teams that have different needs and concerns. So that's the challenge of enterprise. It's the variousness and the age and the pulls and pushes of different organizations. We needed a company partner with us to solve these problems with their tool.
Absolutely. And Unleash is definitely the right choice.
So being enterprise, there are established systems in the enterprise ecosystem. One major area is change control management. Internally, we use ServiceNow, which is a big in enterprise space, and a feature flag being toggled to production. Our risk officers and our compliance officers sat down with us and we said, that is a change. A release is a change. And we have a change management system that we must integrate to. So when we do changes in production or release in production, that needs to be tracked. However, as a developer, I don't like tickets.
What essentially this does is developers go into Unleash, they go into the console, they say, hey, I want to go and make this change. It needs an approval. They go through the approval. Everything goes through Unleash. As soon as the change, whether it's scheduled or not, it knows that the change happened, and it will put it into our change system.
So what that means is when a developer inside the Unleash portal, through the API, through Jira, through the web portal, a requester hits a request. I want to toggle a production change. In the UI itself or the API, that state change inside Unleash triggers an event to create the change ticket into ServiceNow. Developers don't see it. When the production change, then the approver hits the change and says, go ahead. We then close the ticket. The change has started occurring. So again, we basically made our 2 systems in parallel. So developers never have to see ServiceNow because they use the tool natively, but it happens. And our auditors, our control processors are happy because they have the proof of evidence of why the change occurred, and all the downstream systems can be aware of those situations. And that was a must-have for us. As doing enablement for developers, I want to understand, sit in the seats of the developers, understand what they have to deal with. And more tickets is never the answer. So that's the compliance stuff that Joe just sort of underselled. Like, it's invisible to developers.
And what made you include Unleash in this new stack?
The demand's there. It makes sense. As our new platform moves, teams are moving faster. As agentic and AI assistants start coming online, teams are asking for, one, release features more. How do I not break stuff?